I smiled for the picture.
You didn't.
Yes, I was like,
I've argued about this already.
it doesn't matter. I smiled.
Anyway.
Hello. Welcome to this week's episode of TV
blurry.
Tuesdays.
That's
Are we
right.
blurry? It's
Well, I
because
think
your
it's
face
fixed.
is blurry.
Oh, your face needs to be blurred.
Wow, that's rude. Anyways, thank you for watching this week's episode. We're going to talk about some TV stuff. What's happening? TV?
All kinds of things. What you got?
Well, so many things are happening right now. I think the big thing right now that everyone is watching is this crazy show called Love is Blind.
Not the big thing right now, but that's we'll let you go with
in
it.
my circle, it's the big thing right now. The final episode is this Thursday, so you still have time to go binge watch it right now. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original show, and basically it is, what is the guy's name? The singer, Nick Lachey, and his wife, Vanessa Lachey, host the show.
Not his previous wife, Ashley Simpson.
No, the new one. And basically, they did an experiment where they have guys and girls, and they meet in these pods.
Guys and girls?
Yeah, so the guys and the girls, they meet in the pods. Like you have your own little private rooms, and there's a wall between you, and you talk through the wall. You never get to see each
Like
other.
you're in prison.
Pretty much. It's called relationships.
Are you trying to fall in love without seeing them?
Yeah, so you have
You
to
try to
fall in
fall in with their
love.
personality or
Yeah, so you get to date all the different guys and girls that are in
then
the
you end up
different
like
pods.
this monster.
And then you decide who it is you really like, and then they propose. And then they decide
Why does
they're gonna
every
get
one of these
married.
stupid shows have to go into marriage? Why?
Well-
We all know that none of the marriages either going to happen or last.
Well, that's where we're at in the show. So
So dumb.
they propose.
Do they at least have some monsters-looking people?
No,
Or
they're
they
all
all pick
decent.
pretty
They're all
people?
decent.
That's
kind
the
of
other problem.
They're not pretty people.
They
but
should
they're
have
all
some
decent.
average.
Some are pretty.
They should have some insanely
They
hot,
have
some
some
average, and they
average,
should have some monsters.
and they have some hot.
Because
there's no monsters.
if the whole idea is about falling in love without seeing the person, their personality stuff, then we've got to test that theory that when they finally get to the proposal part or whatever, because they propose blind as well,
Yes.
then they say, yes, I'll get married, and they come around and you have some guy who's missing his teeth and ladies like 600-pound life. One of those people show up and then see if they still in love.
Well, there's some challenges already because there's a couple that it's a white guy and a black girl, and the black lady's never dated a white guy before.
Did they not ask that during their conversation?
Yeah, they knew.
Oh.
But see, I'm telling you, there's challenges, and there's one lady who's
That is
older
the-
than the
that's
other
the
guy,
challenge.
and then the one always where, oh, I've always dated really tall guys, and this guy's not super tall. Who knows? Whatever.
So pick the
Such
lamest issues
drama.
to deal with instead of you see somebody and it looks like they ate your mom.
Well, and the worst one is the lady that's like, oh, I'm 10 years older than you. It'll never work. You know,
this sounds
that is
like
the dumbest
this is the
issue.
stupidest show I've ever heard.
It is, but here's the thing: is I can't stop watching it. Like I'm like, okay, this is
It's
the one
such
that
a
our
miss-
friends mentioned at dinner last
It's
week.
such
or
a
2
missed
weeks ago.
opportunity, though. If you get some creatures
Some creature features.
and you get some guy, because here's the thing: is there's always that running joke that they got a good personality because that means
Yes.
they're not pretty or whatever.
No, but they just
And
have good personalities.
Then
And
you
can be
test
pretty
people's
too.
real resolve of how much they really care about each other. That's a real show.
Well, here's where it gets tricky: is they get out of the pods, they
Do
meet
you
each
see
other.
the people?
Yes, the whole time. They get out of the pods, they meet each other face to face, and then they go and have like a little vacation and start living together. Okay? But then the real test is
This is why the world is falling
they're
apart.
all going to meet each other's families, and now the families are the ones that are really having the different issues.
This is why the world is falling apart, because
So-
these stupid bachelor shows. And,
I know. And you know what? And I'm watching it, and I'm so sorry, but
the
everybody
whole
go
statement.
check it out.
But it defeats the entire purpose of Love is Blind. They're trying to go literal Love is Blind. The terminology of Love is Blind is about two people falling in love that clearly don't belong together, or you fall in love based on your personality and you're some weird creature or whatever.
Why do you
But
want
then
them
they're
to be
like, why-
creatures?
Because that will test for the real, because people get so superficial about, like, oh, did you see her? She only got one eye. Or she's missing
What's
an
wrong with
earlobe.
one eye?
But they're like, but I love her because we connected on this emotional level.
Well, and
and I
that's
really
what
love
they're
her.
dealing with.
But they're not though. They're on a TV show already.
Yeah.
So they already know this is already bullshit.
Well,
And then they're gonna meet out. They're all pretty people. So they're gonna meet like, look, I could put aside for some crap for some hot chick, right?
we're to the final episode where we're going to see if they're
Look,
really going to get married or not.
I've tolerated a lot of nonsense from you, strictly because I find you pretty.
Thanks, baby.
Right.
Thank you so much. That's why. Not because you love me.
Oh, I love you now, but
Wow.
Trust me, there were some.
Anyways,
there were some challenges to
go
this
check
Love is
out the
Blind
TV
issue.
show Love is Blind, available now on Netflix. You have time to binge watch
Please
it
don't watch
before
that show.
the final episode this week on Thursday.
Don't watch that show.
Go watch it
Don't
right
support
now.
it. Do
You
not
will be
support.
hooked.
You are destroying love by supporting that
Okay,
show.
keep going. Next, we got to keep it rolling.
I don't have to keep anything rolling. The all-new season of Kidding has returned to, I believe it's Showtime. I just went blank. See, I thought it was season 3 but that first season was so heavy. It was just season 2. So much happened in the first season. If you don't know the show Kidding, I love it. It's a new Jim Carrey series. Well, not new now because it's the second season. He essentially plays a Mr. Rogers-esque person. He's Mr. Pickles.
Yeah.
And he has a TV show,
Pickles.
puppets and all kinds of stuff. And he sings songs, and it even shows up like he does an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel or Phil. I don't remember which one.
Kimball.
There's an episode where he's on The View with those people. Or which one's the Talk? Is the Talk with the one with Sharon Osbourne?
I think so.
Anyway, he's one of those shows.
Those I don't watch.
But it's about not only the show, but it's about his real life, and it's not a case of he's like on the show and then he runs around and he's a drug addict and he's doing. That's how they do a lot of the shows.
Yeah,
that's really him. So, but he's dealing with the fact that he had a child pass away, which causes divorce. You know, but they're still trying to be friends, and then he's reconciled with his son that is still here, and he's struggling with his own thing. And the show ratings have gone down because, you know, a lot of the kids have gotten older and trying to find that new market.
Don't watch that anymore.
His dad is like the president or the showrunner of the thing. His sister makes all the puppets, so it's a whole family affair. So you're getting the business stuff. His sister's going through her own marital issues. You got his stuff, which makes him start thinking about doing things he wouldn't normally do. But he always feels guilty. But then him and his son struggle to connect because, you know, his son will say something and he's always like, don't use a curse word if you can always find a better word. You know, and his son's like a teenager, so he's getting irritated by it. Like that. So anyway, so there's a lot of flashbacks of their marriage early on and then now and what happens and things he does that he can't come back from. It's a really great show, which is funny, but it's very heavy. Yeah. But Jim Carrey is amazing in it. So if you haven't checked out Kidding, season 2 is now available on Show. I believe it's Showtime. It's either Showtime or HBO. I'm pretty sure it's Showtime. But go back and watch season 1 too, because it ended on a cliffhanger, crazy cliffhanger that's now having all new ramifications this season. And it plays with technology and stuff like this season. One of his ideas was, since he didn't have his show going at the moment, what better way if you can't connect with the kids through the TV? He created an Alexa type figure, but he talks literally directly to people. So now he's dealing with some parents be like, why are you talking to my kid? You know, directly. So like the kid's like, Mr. Pickles, he goes, yes, I'm here. You know, but it's not a recording. It's really he's literally sitting there talking. That's weird. And they warned him like, but you're gonna think. And then one of them, as a parent, gets on there and goes, hey, I know you're effing listening to me. Why are you talking about kid? And then he smiles at the end of that episode. He's like shows that he still connects and he's out there. So it's a great show. Check it out. It's drama filled. It's Jim Carrey at his best. He's a little crazy stuff, but also drama. It's a great show. Okay.
My next thing that I had was to talk about this show. Lincoln Rhyme, The Hunt for the Bone Collector. Oh. Now, I liked the movie. I remember the movie with Denzel.
Queen Latifah and
whoever.
What's her name? Maleficent. Angelina
Jolie. Yes. So this is now a TV show version, and it's interesting because the show starts off going back to how he got in the wheelchair or jacked up.
So it's not connected to the movie. It's like a whole new. It's connected to the movie by name alone. But
it's like a reimagining because now this lady
plays. I think there's a whole series of books.
Well, this lady plays the Angelina Jolie character, which I really like this lady. She's super cool.
But then the movie, I don't think he was in a wheelchair. I think he was like in a bed.
He was in a bed. Well, yeah, he's in a bed. Whatever.
Oh, he's in the show too?
He's in a bed and whatever.
But is he like a quadriplegic?
They also move him around though in a wheelchair. I think is what I'm thinking. They put him in a bed. They move him around.
Here's a murder. Check it out. And they dump him out.
No, he never leaves his house because you remember he watches it on the screen or whatever. So I like it. So far, it's good. I've only watched like a couple episodes, but I thought it was interesting because I liked the main dude because I watched him when he was on Grimm. Yeah. So
he's all right. I like him with other stuff.
You should check out Hunt for the Bone Collector.
The Hunt for Red Bone Collector.
Yeah, it's on NBC. It's ongoing. So go check it out. I really like it. I think you will too.
Another show I've been waiting forever to hit Netflix, because when someone made me get rid of regular cable and start streaming everything, I lost some of my shows, because things like AMC are not readily available unless you pay for the streaming of that, and I didn't want to buy that either.
Yeah.
So season 4 of Better Call Saul finally hit Netflix. And of course, as I started watching, I realized I think I watched half the season before we moved and canceled it.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting to watch the other half, but I don't remember where I left off, so I just had to start from the beginning. Season 5, which is the final season, is fixing to hit. If you don't know what Better Call Saul is, it is a spin-off prequel series of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
In the show, there was a guy named Saul who was a lawyer that helped, Bryan Cranston and them later in the series. This is all about his rise up to the point we meet him in Breaking Bad. And it's got some different characters show up from the other show, and there's a lot of killing and drugging and stuff. Yeah. And Xander has made an appearance.
Hello.
Anyway, so season 4 just hit Netflix. If you haven't watched the show, I believe it has all the other seasons too, so check it out. It's only got one more season. I think it's fixing to premiere season 5.
Okay.
So Xander.
And then last night we had the premiere of The Voice. So we've changed the judges a little bit by adding Nick Jonas this time. We still have Blake, Kelly Clarkson, and John Legend. And we've just switched out with one of the Jonas brothers.
Who left them?
Last season.
Is this Adam? After Adam, was Adam Levine already gone?
Adam was gone this last season because he got mad because the previous season they changed the rules and they did this weird challenge where you could do one of your singers against the other singer, but then immediately people would get knocked out. But in his vengeance of like, I'm going to knock out Team Blake, he lost all his people. So when we got towards the end of the show, he didn't have anybody left in the show. So he was just chilling, and he was upset by the way the thing ran. Well, so last season, they changed the rules and went back to the way it was. So he should have just stayed.
Well, it's because they knew it's stupid.
I guess.
I don't understand why any of these dumb reality shows, as soon as they get popular, they start changing the rules. It's stupid because
just keep the rules
because they've done that in like Hell's Kitchen and things like this, where it's not Face Off. I think did it where it's not failed. It's all of a sudden people voted off. And then you have a chance to come back.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you were voted off. Move on.
They do that here. Anyways, last season it was Gwen Stefani, so she's gone, and now we have the Jonas kids.
But is her and Blake still together?
Yeah, they're still together.
That's the only thing I care about.
So that premiered last night, so make sure you check it out on NBC. I'll be watching along with you.
The biggest return, which has been a long time coming, came last Friday.
Did it?
It did. Which was the return of Clone Wars that we all thought was dead and done. I think it's been, I don't remember how many years now since it's been off, because Clone Wars went off. To give you perspective. Clone Wars was canceled. Then they started Rebels.
Yeah.
Rebels did 4 seasons. Now we've had 2 seasons of Resistance, and now Clone Wars is back.
Right.
So Clone Wars we thought was done, but even before Rebels started, it was even a year at least before that, because we had season 5, and what was this cat doing? We had season 5. Then the show got canceled, and then they released what at that time was known as the Clone Wars: The Lost Files on Netflix. It was like 13 episodes, and those were just like the episodes they'd finished. It was supposed to be season 6. They just dumped them, right? So we all thought it was over and done with. We thought the Adventures of Ahsoka were finished, and then if you watch Rebels, you know where that story went, which surprised everybody as you went through those 4 seasons.
Okay. The
really?
On the show.
So anyway, they announced with the Disney Plus app, good news, bad news, hashtag Clone Wars saved, that it was going to come back for a 7th season, but it is being classified as the final season.
Aww.
So it's not going to be, at least as of right now, the plan is not to be an ongoing season. It's just going to be another new season. I'm assuming to kind of wrap everything up.
That's okay.
The first episode is awesome.
Is it? I'm just a season behind.
Well, the first season is called The Bad Batch, which, without spoiling it, it's about a group of clones that are kind of the ones that are not the perfect clones. So they're their own team. So they have just one of them's like this massive giant looking one. One of them's like kind of weird and decrepit.
They came out.
But they're almost like a special forces unit. Because they
came out different.
They don't look the same as all the rest of them, and
which is probably okay.
And they're crazy. So they're the ones that they keep sending them on suicide missions, and they always come back. So this is a whole episode of the mission they're on first. But it also looks like in this season that we're going to be going into, like the original thing was supposed to be leading up to episode 3, which was the tail end of the Clone Wars, right? This looks like it goes into episode 3 because there's in one of the pieces of the trailer, it showed Anakin, who's now got the longer hair. So it's not like he was in Clone Wars before. He's got his longer hair from episode 3, but it shows like him talking to like a hologram of Padme who's pregnant, which kind of came later. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
We've only got one episode. The next episode hits this Friday, so it's on exclusively on Disney Plus. We'll talk about it a little more in depth when someone.
I'm behind the whole season.
It's 13 freaking episodes. They're 20 minutes each.
Okay,
watch the stupid show.
I will watch it.
And I even offered to watch it with you again.
I know. I will watch it.
I rewatched all 6 seasons, and I'm already about halfway through season 1 of Rebels. I'm rewatching it. Anyway, Clone Wars season 7 available now.
All right.
Disney Plus.
I had one more I wanted to bring up, and that is The Chef Show on Netflix is back with new episodes. I don't know if we call this a season.
I think they call them, it depends on the show, because this one I think it's its second half.
I guess.
The Ranch used to do that. The Ranch would be like the second half of this or volume, whatever. It was never like a season. It's kind of weird to figure out.
Just go watch Netflix. It's called The Chef Show. It's Jon Favreau and the chef that he made friends with when he was making the movie Chef. But they actually bring on all sorts of different chefs, and they go to different places and cook different foods, and it's actually really interesting. So if you like cooking shows, you'll like this one. It's, it's not like super fancy or uptight. It's very laid back.
And it's Jon Favreau cooking.
Learning.
It's not him just watching and talking to people.
It's really fun.
Like this first new episode, he went to Wolfgang Puck,
mm-hmm.
who was another person that helped him do the omelets or whatever for Chef. So he went to cook an omelet to show how his skills get better. And Wolfgang Puck is funny because he yells a lot at him and changes stuff and gives him crap about it, but it's funny to watch. It's a great show.
So you should watch it.
The other one I was going to talk about real fast, and this will probably be one of our last ones, is a show that's just now coming to DVD and Blu-ray, I think, at least DVD because I have the DVD. And it's exclusive to CBS All Access, which is the new version of The Twilight Zone from executive producer Jordan Peele, who is now, I guess, a horror maestro.
Yeah, he's
because
he's
all in and everything. He's also producing the new Candyman movie. This complete season 1 is available now. CBS All Access. He's also the host / Rod Serling of the film.
Nice.
When the episode starts, it goes journey into it's him guy.
Yeah.
But the show has each episode it's just like the original one. They're all standalone episodes for the most part. They have guest stars Seth Rogen, Jennifer Goodwin, Tracy Morgan, Kumail Nanjiani.
Are they in the show though?
Yeah.
As part of the episode?
Yeah. Greg Kinnear. They all have different episodes, and they're like the stars of them.
I got you.
There's only one episode on this show. It seems to be the most popular Twilight Zone episode because it's one that's been redone numerous times. You know which one it is?
I don't know.
How can we do a show together? It's called. Now I just went blank.
It's not your favorite one, is it?
Which one's my favorite one?
The guy with the glasses?
No.
It's not my favorite one, is it?
Which one's yours?
The girl that gets turned into a fountain in the park?
No. This one is I don't remember the name of it. It's not murder, I don't think, but it's something at 30,000 feet.
Oh.
The original episode, it's about, the premise of it is about a guy on an airplane and he sees something on the wing.
Of course.
But everybody thinks he's crazy.
Yeah, of course.
The original Twilight Zone episode, it starred William Shatner.
Oh, cool.
Then when they made Twilight Zone, the movie, Steven Spielberg made, they redid it with John Lithgow. Now they remade the episode once again for this new season.
Oh, that's so fun.
This time with Adam Scott.
Cool.
From Step Brothers and whatever. But what's really cool about the show, each episode is great.
Yeah.
But it injects political commentary, stuff we're dealing with now with racism and things like this. But the final episode loops things back around, and it kind of breaks the fourth wall and also connects it to the original series in a very clever way, which
That's crazy. I
never saw it coming. So yeah, it's a great little show. You can pick it up on DVD now from CBS Home Video or Paramount, or you can just go to CBS All Access if you already have it. The whole season is up there. It's a great show, and you should check it out.
Okay.
And whether you like the old show or not, it's still good.
There you go.
Because we've been busy and crazy time, I didn't pull any new TV news really.
I've got nothing.
Yeah. So
I'm here.
Other than the movies that made us is getting a season 2.
Oh, that's cool.
If you don't know what that show is, it's kind of like The Toys That Made Us. If you don't know what that is, it's a documentary series. The movies that made us, season 1 talked about like all the makings of Dirty Dancing and Die Hard and Home Alone. So it's like an hour episode of just about that movie and things they went through to make it. So they just announced today season 2's coming.
Having an earthquake over here.
I don't remember what else. I think that's gonna be all for now.
All right.
That's it.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much for watching TV Tuesday exclusively on YouTube. We will see you next Tuesday with another episode.
Yep, and hopefully we will be here next Tuesday. We missed the last 2. You 3
it's
people
hard.
that care, we apologize.
Thank you.
Make sure to join us on Sunday for another episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live, where we'll talk about the Invisible Man and many other things that we can come up with. I am too.
I'm gonna
then circle back to another episode of Martial Arts Movie Mondays. This week we'll be talking about Cradle to the Grave to wrap up the whole trilogy thing we were talking about. If you haven't already, or if you've been following it. If you haven't been following it, then how dare you? Then we'll be back for TV Tuesdays, and hopefully we'll be here and everything will be back to normal. We'll have a lot more scheduled to talk about.
There you go.
All right, so make sure you hit the subscribe button, like our pages. Where's our website?
HollywoodMatrimony.com.
We got all kinds of giveaways. We're giving away fixing to be a 4K Steelbook edition of The Hunt for Red October. We still got a few Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie tickets if you want to get. Giving away a new Asian animated film called Neza and many other things. So check it out.
Check it out.
See you next time. Watch television. Watch movies. Above all else, be nice to one another.
Please do.
Peace and love.
Bye.